Hey, what's up, guys? Just wanted to jump on and do a live stream. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Friday, September 23rd, 2022, 10:30 a.m. on the West Coast. Broadcasting to you live. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Taking live readings, taking live questions, pulling energies for the creative collective unconscious as well. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are doing good. Feel free to like, share, follow, subscribe. Reach out for a one-on-one reading. If you would like to ask a live question now, payments are available in the description box below. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. If you would like a live reading, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo in the description box below. I'm just pulling up tarot.com and check out current planetary alignments. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light. As always, highest possible messages. Today, highest possible stories. Today, for the creative collective unconscious. Anyone who wants to stick around for the live stream. I'm currently logged on to the channels that I read for. So if I get incoming calls, feel free to say a fly on the wall as always. Check out runningguntarot.com. Check out Running Gun Tarot on all social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's RUNNGUNTAROT. The website is RUNANDGUNTAROT.com. A little different spelling there. So we have the Sun in Libra. Feel free to leave your comments in the question box. We have the Sun in Libra, and thank you for joining us, whether live or on the replay. We have the Sun in Libra. So on the Western side of things, it's a little bit easier to just kind of abide by the Western energies as far as astrological interpretation. You can push back everything to kind of, what's the word? You can push everything back so as to kind of, how would you say, not conform, accommodate. So you could accommodate sidereal astrology since everything is pushed back, but it's not a perfect one-to-one fit or one-to-one ratio. You know, some planets will still be lingering in a different astrological sign. So that doesn't necessarily work. So just for the sake of what we're working with, we'll try to go with Western. I think a lot of it is about belief. I think a lot of it is about interpretation, about the kind of holographic response that our brain kind of comports, so as to make sense, of things. So let's see, the Sun in Libra. Let's pull some energies for the Sun in Libra, September 22nd, 2022 to October 23rd, 2022. Let's see what wants to come out here, if anything. And then actually, I guess we could just go down the line as well. We could look at the houses and how that kind of affects the alignment. Just pulling up. Yeah. So let's see. Okay. For the sun in Libra, let's see what wants to come out here. In my mind, I'm just thinking of, you know, the sun is ruled by Leo, that's fifth house. Libra is seventh house. So we can look at that. We can look at the houses and pull energies for that. Um, Although the sun is typically life and identity. So within the realm of Libra, Libra's about um, it's an air sign, cardinal. Uh, they're gonna initiate with words or intellect or communication. Um, let's see. Let's see what the tarot wants to say first and foremost for the sun in Libra. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light has possible messages at this time. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light has possible messages at this time. Okay, we have the Hierophant in the reverse position. This is about carving a new path, going against the grain, going against a model. Okay. Some sort of kind of formulated framework of doing something. Coming out of challenging or objectionable energy with the Page of Swords in reverse. Coming out of the energy of a student as well. No longer playing the kind of lower role, as it were. The Three of Cups in the reverse is, I always want to say like a sobering, like coming to reality with like where you really are at, which I think is, I'm getting this as like, how would you say, not like acting your age, but sometimes if we have obligations, you know, we tend to kind of move and act just based off of obligation, as opposed to, what we really want to do. And I just get this sense that you could feel that you've already paid your dues. And so this kind of realness or reality of that is more so coming across as justified. It's not that you don't want to do something, it's that you shouldn't want to do something. You shouldn't want to do X, Y, and Z at this level that you're at. And so when you kind of come to terms with that, then you can really kind of be honest and real about what you want to do based on how you feel about it, based on how um, based on where you're at. And so there could be this kind of judging, saying, no, you should still do this, you should still do things the hard way, you should still like do things in this way. But I'm not getting that your energies are wanting to put up with that. You're wanting to step into what you feel is due you. Which is very reasonable. So that's for the sun in Libra. Again, the sun is representative of life and identity and all that stuff. Let's look at The moon is about emotion and security. So feel free to apply this if this resonates. We currently have um, the moon in Virgo. Um, so from the 23rd to the 25th. So the moon moves, rather fast. Um, Virgo is analytical, it's detail oriented, it's wanting to make sure that your emotions are being validated in the decisions that you're making. And the decisions that you're making are based on practicality. Um, and the safety security is really resonating. That's kind of where your emotions are at. Or the moon is illuminating how you feel about practical matters in your life. When I think about Virgo, I think about what can be maintained, um, what's salvageable, uh, sustainable. Okay, so it's not that the moon in Virgo is supposed to have this, or the moon in general is supposed to have this kind of, how would you say, influence or impact in a very visceral way with your emotions. I think that more so comes about with the intensity of the full moons and the eclipses, but I think more so it's supposed to kind of be an opportunity to get a glimpse. The moon is illuminating Virgo through, it's telling you where your emotions are when it comes to what's sustainable. And to me, that points to what you're emotionally investing in. And, it might be a kind of, I don't want to say rude awakening or sobering. It just might be somewhat of a coming to terms. Like, this is how I really feel. I don't want to do that. And, or I've outgrown this, or this isn't sustainable for me, this pace. Let me move more so in, this direction. Hey, what's up? How's it going? You can call me Peter, for sure. Never been a fan of Petey. Hey, what's up? How's it going? How's it going, Christy? I've seen you on Instagram here and there. Checking out some of the stories. It's so fun. I think I only recently put two and two together that that was you, that was your account. I recently had to block someone from my Instagram because it was just a negative cycle. Yeah, I blocked this girl Jen that I had been talking to on Instagram for the longest time. So we'll see how that goes. I like to think that when you remove certain people in your life, it makes room for other people to come through, and all that stuff. So yeah, how you doing? I'm just going through some of the astrological alignments. Let's see here. So we're talking about the moon and Virgo, and I'm pulling tarot cards as well for these kind of. I'm looking at a different website right now, so if you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's basically giving me the breakdown of where the planets are at right now. So right now, we're pulling cards for the moon and Virgo. Moon in Virgo. Okay, Christine, thanks for popping in and leaving comments. I appreciate you. The moon in Virgo, we drew the Queen of Wands in the upright. Yeah, I mean, this is very kind of validating and confirming to the stance and the position that you want to present yourself uh, with regard to with the Queen of Wands in the upright. It's almost as if your presence is requiring more grace. Something else that I just kind of noticed as well. You have a desert on one side of the Queen, and then you have this kind of gray mountainous stone area on the other side of the Queen. So that's not for nothing. It's almost as if um, more on that, because that's the first time I've noticed that. Oof. Damn. So what I'm kind of getting is that the Queen is looking to the King, if that makes any sense. Um, this idea of, you know, the grayness on that whatever side of the Queen represents to me this kind of like mountainous, um, you know, the masculineness of a stable mountain. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that, you know, the feminine energy that you kind of suppose within you, you know, whatever gender you are, is looking for. To me, the masculine nature is more stable, right? Um, so you're looking for that stability, even within yourself. And it's interesting because earlier today, you could even see it on. You could even see it on YouTube. I posted a 3 minute reading. I think it uploaded properly, but it was more so kind of. Um, it spoke to the King and the Queen of Swords, uh, and yeah, you could go into. Um, the different suit, but to me, it was more so in reference to the king and the queen being together. So again, my first interpretation earlier in that reading was the kind of stepping into the unification of masculine, feminine within yourself, not seeking or searching outside of yourself. And so when that's occurring, then you could have something to offer, essentially, um, at whatever level that you're at, as opposed to trying to look for something um, outside of yourself. So the feminine nature of your energy, and or it could be a externally manifested feminine nature, she's looking towards stability, the King of Wands in the upright. So it could be that your emotional nature is looking that you kind of carry yourself in accordance with, you know, your feeling. Um, it could be that the emotional internal nature is, um, you know, really asking you to go about how you feel. Um, you know, trusting even, I would say. So now let's speak to. Um, we have Mercury in Virgo. I might want to move this back a little bit since I sat up a little bit. We have Mercury in Virgo. Um, excuse is me getting a call. They're probably just checking to see if the line's okay. I don't know why that didn't work. Okay, so let's see. So Mercury in Virgo. Let's see. Mercury, the planet of intellect and communication. Virgo again, pertaining to the day-to-day, sustainability, health, nature, um, things of this nature. So, the light body, so to speak, that is Mercury through the lens of intellect and communication, is wanting to communicate that kind of emotional sustainability that the moon in Virgo is highlighting. And so you could be overly emphasizing looking for means of setting up your own life in a sustainable way. And similarly, that's kind of bleeding into relationships with Venus in Virgo. Love and money. Um, the groundedness of the second house of Taurus that Venus is bringing to the equation, and the fairness of Libra, as well as she powers Taurus and Libra houses. Balance. What is going to allow me balance? What is going to allow me feeling like I'm justified in my actions? You want to keep on moving towards that. And you'll find that practicality is lined with the magic of your belief. Mars in Gemini, the magician, the action that you're taking or not taking, so as to determine the outcome of what you're manifesting. Jupiter in Aries, abundance, expansion, luck, in your identity, in your concept of self, becoming more you. Really, not being apologetic, but really being you to the fullest. Really expanding in the direction of your identity. Have you identified your skill set, your worth, your value, what you're capable of? And opportunity as well. Jupiter bringing luck, opportunity. They say luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So when you come across that opportunity, or when you see something as potentially an opportunity, take it. It's a reflection of the shift of your priorities. Excuse me. Saturn in Aquarius. Um, Saturn is disciplinary, could be blockages, restrictions, um, lessons, limitations, purposeful obstacles or roadblocks. Um, More so like your bottom line, where you really are. Uh, as far as your kind of your legacy, your journey. Um, in Aquarius, this is connecting with people through technology. Um, and I almost want to say, presenting who you really are. Um, well, I get the authenticity of Saturn, you know. Um, I get the authenticity of Saturn. Everybody is in the position that they need to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're asking yourself, like, how did I get here? And so it could be that, you're asking to bring your presence more connected through technology, you know? And so it becomes less of an interpretation about like world domination and more of, no, this is where we've authentically moved. You know, Uranus, Shakinal, and Taurus. So really kind of finding your lane. The lane is carved through your authenticity, through your bottom line. You know, um, Neptune, hope and fantasy, Pisces. Pisces. Water is the past, but it's also bonding. That's how it could be the future. And it's also cleansing, sustaining. So when we talk about the sustainability, you're wanting to speak to where you're emotionally invested. And your emotional investment is typically, the track record of what you're known for and what you're wont to do. Um, and what you're wont to no longer do. What's your ideal? And don't think of it as such a far off thing. Think of it as that kind of, that's what vision is. I feel like the word or the way of going about visualizing your ideal. Picture your ideal. Mine is like, I don't want to have to do deliveries if I don't want to. That's a vision, whether you know it or not. I want to make money doing poetry. That's a vision, effortlessly. By the way, guys, check out my Patreon. Um, I got a new category there. It's called Writings. It's a subscription based category. It's just all my kind of personal thoughts and writings and beliefs, poems, anecdotes, just kind of whatever's on my mind. I think there are a lot of gems and insights and a lot of value that you could take away from them. Um, I went to school for writing, so it's a category on Patreon, patreon.com/run and gun tarot. Check it out. Also, check out all the other offers and availabilities I got there. I got deals on readings. And also, let me know what you guys think about doing live streams over on the Patreon. My ideal would be to like have it kind of a fun party atmosphere, um, and be able to like play. I think you could play like Pandora shuffle, like music and stuff, like music in the background. Because if you do it here, it just gets flagged. So I want to experiment, but I need subscribers. I would like to see the subscribe membership, go up. The more that you guys subscribe, the more that you guys buy readings, the more that you guys tip and donate. I could do this full time more. You know what I'm saying? And we could look, more deeply at, what the best course of action is for, problems or obstacles that you run into life. Planning your life and like I've said, like I've always said, I'm an asset and a resource to you guys. I'm trying to feed and water you guys and have this be a reciprocal, healthy, fun, awesome, amazing kind of connection. Or else, what would the point of doing this be? So those are my intentions with this channel. Um, you know. So yeah, think about those far off visions and all that stuff. I'm gonna also be trying to do more live events. So if you guys, are interested in a tarot reader to do a live event, a paid gig, I'm available. If you guys see any opportunities or have any opportunities, feel free to contact me. All my info's in the description box below on the website, or you can just DM me or leave a message on the live stream. So yeah, and then you got to really kind of talk about, your goals and your aspirations as well. My ideal would always kind of be, I like stock and crypto and financial stuff as well. So that's always kind of been in my mind something that I would want to segue into more. So I'm, actively trying to leverage what I could do with tarot for, or into, I should say, stock and crypto and stuff. Just building abundance and all that stuff. In a smarter, not harder kind of way. So yeah, I'm trying to think any other. I'm considering a book of poetry as well. I'm contemplating how I would like to release that. I got some ideas for some inventions that I'm thinking about. So yeah, we got big things in the works, Pluto and Capricorn, death, rebirth, power for Pluto, transformation. Capricorn is, 10th house masculine energy. When I think of the masculine energy, I think of like, and I should say, Pluto's been in Capricorn since the Obama administration. 2008. God damn. Hold up. Let me make a TikTok. Well, tell them about that. I'm doing a live stream right now on the YouTube. Check out Run and Gun Tarot on YouTube. Um, RUNNGUNTAROT. And I'm looking through the planets and I'm like, you know, looking at Pluto and Capricorn, and I'm like, God damn, Pluto's been in Capricorn since the Obama administration. What the fuck? It leaves Capricorn March 23rd, 2023. So we're talking about that on the live stream. Hop on over. How is your boy? I'm doing a live stream. So yeah, it's really interesting. Um, it's really interesting that Pluto's been in Capricorn since the Obama administration, because I do think we've seen a lot of kind of um, definitely a lot of transformation since then. Transformation. A lot of just ushering out old ways of. I mean, we had a fucking plague, for God's sakes, according to them, you know. But so there's that. But you know, what can you say? What changed? You know, um, cryptocurrencies. We had a plague. A lot of how we relate to the masculine energy, especially in the workforce. You know, all these allegations and cancel culture really thrived, and um, you know, Capricorn rules. It represents. Um, Pluto's birth, death, transformation, rebirth, where your power's at. And so that's highlighting, it's lighting up Capricorn. And it's almost kind of infusing that like sector, I would think. Um, you know, um, Capricorn, I mean, besides the house itself, the characteristic is of striving and achieving and the mechanics and the nuts and bolts of how things operate, structures, infrastructure. So we kind of saw a lot of that kind of masculine hierarchy be kind of checked and balanced during this time. Um, the house, 10th house, you know, it's notoriety, infamy, career, masculine energy, father figures, um, structure, that kind of stability, you know, the stability of the masculine energy. And let's see. So yeah, we kind of just completely saw how. I mean, even as far as like popularity and celebrity, we completely saw like a you know, death and a rebirth as to how that's even understood in culture. Um, so that's interesting. Um, so Pluto, after Pluto and Capricorn, it's going to be moving into. Let's see, it goes backwards, I believe. So Um, Sagittarius, I believe. Pluto and Sagittarius is what's going on here. Um, I think that makes sense. Um, so, when Pluto moves into Sagittarius, it's going to be kind of highlighting and bringing about, change and transformation in that sector. And we could talk about that, I guess, when that comes around. But we're going to be kind of learning from all of that kind of recent fallout. We're going to be constructing new ways of understanding and new ways of adjusting our kind of cultural law uh, in regards to this fallout. Um, and learning from that kind of period of, fantasy that I think we had um, with the kind of excess culture. Um, the previous 15, 30 years um, before the Obama administration. I mean, yeah, the 90s, I mean, the 80s, 70s, all the excesses of the 80s. I guess the second half of the 70s. Um, just kind of thinking out loud contextually how this applies, looking at the houses. Okay, so anything else that we want to do here? Spirit, do you need me for anything else? Spirit's like, no, you fucking dork. Go get a life. Let's see. Anything else? Gemini. Okay, cutting away. Cutting away relationships that no longer serve you, that you don't see moving forward. Kind of reading this as like a burial. But it's a part of your success because you were dealing with a lot of immature energies. So this move, whoever you've recently kind of cut out that wasn't received, that wasn't receiving you, that wasn't being receptive to you, well, now they get to face the fallout of the stagnancy of their own inaction. Thinking they're cute, thinking that you're some, you know, what are you really? You're really someone who's wanting to invest quality, genuinely. So it could be that they didn't, witness that. And so it could be that you're just kind of making cuts. So yeah. Spirit of gratitude, joy, love, and light. Highest possible messages at this time. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Excuse me. Okay, I do think this way about in which you've been operating is coming to an end with the death card here. You know, I think you've kind of, I don't even know what you would say. I don't want to say like, I just feel this phase. I just feel like a completion of a phase or a cycle. And you've had to kind of cut people out of your life, and you've had to cut things that you don't believe in anymore, or that you don't see yourself moving in directionally. You know, but that's wonderful because it leaves room for what you really want: new business partnerships, new relationships. You know, something that's based on something much more than um, the previous chapter that you're moving away from. Something that's kind of more mature and grown and coinciding with your own evolution. Which kind of oftentimes we have these internal ideals and values, but we just don't have the voice or sense of self and maturity enough to express or really stand for where we really are. Um, and that's kind of always the negotiation or compromise, is trying to change the external, or trying to make something work, or trying to fit, a square peg in a round hole. Um, as opposed to really standing in your own kind of, um, I guess you could say, authenticity. I don't want to pin ability against authenticity. I don't want to pin, what we're capable of versus how we are in and of itself. I think those are, that's what makes up reality. Um, for anyone just tuning in, they're like, what the fuck? How did we get here? Go rewatch the live stream. You'll find out. So yeah, I mean, but I'm seeing you victorious here. This is, don't question it. Don't question it. This is where you need to be in your career with the Ace of Sword and the upright. This is the natural growth and development from, the actions that you've been taking as of late. And the Ace of Swords is about victory. It's about that kind of God frequency coming in, swooping in, saving the day, telling you, like, no, this is according to plan. This is what happens when you do this. When you invest your time into this, you have miraculous breakthroughs. This is what happens when you make sacrifices. This is what happens when you cut out toxic people. This is what happens when you call the search off. This is what happens when you align your actions with how you feel. And I don't mean the sporadic feeling I'm talking about the moment to moment where your feelings are telling you something. Not your worries, not your anxieties, not your fears, but how you really genuinely feel. I don't want to do that job anymore. I don't want to go there anymore. I don't want this lifestyle anymore. I don't want, but it's coming from, a deeper truth, a quieter, profound truth. It's not coming from ego. It's not coming from personality. It's not coming from you not having your shit together. What's up, guys? Welcome. In the past, you may have been in that position with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. You had your priorities out the fuck of balance, if I could say so. and that was kind of hurting your back. But now no more. That chain of pentacle. Now we're cooking with gas. And now you could save all your emotional investments for something that, really helps you in your direction. It's not sandbagging you. All right, so keep going forward. Guys, if you want to hear from me, reach out. I'm here, all that good stuff. Love you guys. Love and light. Peace. I'm going to leave it there.